Hello guys and welcome to my new video of Python full stack course for beginners. So let's get started. So in this video I'll be teaching you guys about Python functions. So what is a Python function? So function is a block of organized reusable code that is used to perform a single related action. So ignoring the meaning of my words, let's directly get to the practical use. So how can we declare a function? So we can declare a function by saying def followed by the name of the function, like let's say func, followed by two parentheses and a colon. And it also have a default indentation of 4 spaces, and after that we can assign an operation to it, like I can say print now I have assigned it a function of printing this is my function. Now instead of writing this is my function, like let's say 1 or 2 times is okay, but writing the same thing a zillion times, then you will die out writing it. So instead of doing that, we can just simply call this function. We can say func, and now whenever I'll call this function, this will be printed out. So this was just declaring of the function and this was calling it. Now if I try running it, it says this is my function. Now I can call this function as many times as I want. And if I try running it, it says this is my function, this is my function, and all. Similarly, I can pass a parameter in my function. So what are parameters? So let's clear them all for now. And if you notice that we have provided two parentheses in here. So in these parentheses, I can pass a parameter, like let's say name, and I can say so I'm concatenating the name with this welcome. So what is this name exactly? So this name is a variable only for this function. So like I can say function. Now I have to pass a parameter in here, and this parameter should be a string because we can't concatenate any other thing to string. So I can say Steve. Now if I try running it, it says welcome Steve. So what basically happened is that this Steve was passed to this name and it concatenated welcome with the variable we passed here, and which was Steve. So it printed out welcome Steve. Similarly, now I can call this function as many times as we want. Now I can say, now if I try running it, it says welcome Steve, welcome Chris, welcome Harry. So that's the beauty of functions. Now we can also perform operations with integer. So let's clear them for now and let's create another function. So I can say define, and I can perform an operation like let's say double. Now whatever parameter will be passed in here, like let's say a, I will double that, and I can say print a into 2. Now let's call this function double and let's pass the number 18. Now if I try running it, it says 36, double of 18, 36. Similarly, I can call this as many times as I want. And I can make it, it says it doubles everything. Now I can delete it. Now we can also pass multiple parameters, like I can pass 2 parameters in this double. And how can I do that? I can simply put a comma here and let's say b. Now I can multiply them by saying a into b. Now if I pass 2 things, like let's say a into 3, and it says 54, because a into 3 is 36, 54, yeah. Now what if the user does not enter the required amount of parameters, like let's say I do not pass any parameter in it, or let's say I only passed one parameter in it and required but two. Let's see what happens. It shows me an error that missing one required positional arguments, and which is b. So I have passed the b a, but I haven't passed the b. So in these cases, I can assign a default value to the variable. I can say b is equal to 0, let's say. So what will happen is, if I haven't passed anything for b, then it will print out 0, because 32 into b is 0. Let's make it plus for now. So if I haven't passed anything, then it will print out, like, let's make a also 0. Now if I haven't passed anything in it, then it will print out 0. Like, let's try running, and it says 0. And if I pass only one thing, like let's say 32, it prints out 32. Similarly, if I multiply it, then I can make the default value is 1. It says 32, and if I don't pass anything, and it says 1. Okay, so let's see what else can we do. Now let's say we don't know how many inputs the user will type. So for those situations, let's create one more function, and I can name it define fun, and I can pass a parameter like, let's say, name colon, and I can say print hello, and I can concatenate the name. So this is very similar to the first function, but what is the difference? Now let's say we don't know how many parameters will the user type. Clear them for now. And let's say I pass two parameters. So what will happen is, it will show me an error which says that takes one positional argument but two were given. So what can we do in these cases when the user don't know how many arguments are to be provided? So we can put an asterisk here. And now this can take multiple arguments. So if I try running it, then also it will show me an error. And it says only concatenate string to string, not string to tuple. So we haven't declared any tuple, right? But if you see that this is a tuple, now if we make this comma, then it will print out. Now you can see that we have got a tuple in here. So what can we do? So simply we can say name, open and close square brackets, and 0. So whatever argument will be given by user at the first will be printed out. Like let's say the first argument is Steve, then Steve will be printed out. If you remember in the first videos, so it discussed how can we attain values from a tuple. It says hello Steve. Now if we make this Ryan as the first argument, it says hello Ryan. So that's exactly what we wanted. Now we can also create a dictionary type in here. Like it was tuple, now we can create a dictionary. So in order to do that, let's say first name So what I have done basically is I have created a dictionary type. You must be thinking that it's not how we declare a dictionary, because the keys also are in double quotation marks and they are followed by a colon instead of an equal to sign. This is the key, this is the value, this is the key, this is the value. So in order to perform with them, we have to put double asterisks here. Now I can print out, let's say, my first name. Now what will happen is that this is the name is this, and name will be the name of my dictionary, which is this. Now if you remember, in order to gain values from a dictionary, we have to pass the name of the key, and name of the key is first, followed by quotation marks, and this is our dictionary, which is here. It says hello Steve, because first name was this key and its value was Steve. Similarly, we can perform other functions with it, like if I try running it, it says first name Steve, last name Rogers. Now we see I've said first name followed by the name, which is the name of the dictionary, first name, which is the key here, followed by a line breaker, which will move to the next line. Now last name, which is this string, name of a dictionary, last name, which is the name of the key, and its value is Rogers. Similarly, I can add multiple parameters, like zillions of parameters in it, no matter how much. Now next thing which we can do is we can also perform looping and anything basically we want in these functions. Like I can declare one other function. Let's create my function and I can pass object, just name of my variable. You can name it anything. Now I can pass a for loop, like I can say for I in object, and I can print out I. So what I'll be doing is, this is my object which will be passed in this my function parameter. So I'll go through every item in this object and print it out. Let's try making it. I can say my function and I can pass, let's say, a string hello world. It printed out hello world like this. It looped through every object in this hello world, which is the letters in this case, including this white space, and it printed them out. Similarly, I can print a list. I can say list, and I can pass my list here, and it printed out my list here. So that's exactly what we wanted. Now you can play a lot around with them. Now go ahead and try exploring about them. So let's try returning values. So what we can do is, like, clear them all, and I can define a function, pass a value, like let's say pass two values, and I can say return me a plus b. So what do this returning do? So function is not limited till printing out values, and so we can also perform functions to attain values from them. Like I can say function 4 comma 3. So 4 plus 3 is 7. Now if I try running it, nothing happened. And why is that so? Because we didn't print it out in terminal. This returning will pass the function 4 comma 3 the value of 7. Now I can assign it to a variable, like let's say a is equal to fun 4 into 3. Similarly, b is equal to fun, let's say 5 comma 7, and I can even print out a into b. Now let's try running it. It says 84 because 4 plus 3 is 7, 5 plus 7 is 12, 12 into 7 is 84, yeah. So that's how exactly we do it. So this returning is way more interesting and we'll be using it throughout the course. So guys, it's time for a mini challenge. So what I want you guys to do is to write a code which creates a function and takes one parameter of an integer and check if that integer is prime or not. Now if the integer is prime, like return the value true or return the value false if it's not. And after that you have to take an input from the user till where do you want to get the prime numbers. Like let's say the user enters 100, then you have to print out all the prime numbers till 100. Also you have to print out how many prime numbers were there till 100. So it's going to be quite a large project, but not that difficult though. But one important thing is that I want you guys to clearly watch this video and the previous two videos again. If even a single topic is not understood, then I want you guys to watch again or ask me for any query in the comments, mail, or DM. Because the last three videos were the most important videos of Python basics, and if you're not able to solve them, then you neither will be able to solve the mini challenge and nor will be able to step ahead, because these are the most important topics. I've concentrated the amount of knowledge in all three videos, and I want you guys to please watch them again. Okay, so I'll be showing the mini challenge solutions in the next video. Okay, so like the video if you liked it, dislike if you didn't, subscribe and share the channel, or I'll. Until then, cheers.